Good morning. Happy Wednesday. You're watching Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment, and my name's Nicole Traum. Thank you so much for tuning in. So it's Wednesday, we're halfway through the week. Always feels like an accomplishment. We kind of joke at my house, like if you can make it to 3 o'clock, then you feel like you've made it through the day. Wednesday is kind of like that for the week, right? You make it to that halfway point, that midway point, and you know it's a little bit easier getting towards the weekend, even though our weekends are a little different nowadays. So, this week we've been talking about ways that we can allow ourselves to surrender, to soften, to release. And I wanted to start today with a little quote, kind of like poetry, I guess, but allowing ourselves to really think about this because I thought it was really, really perfect for what we've been talking about. And it's a quote from Victoria Erickson. She's a writer. She was, I remember reading some of her work on Rebel Society, and I just really like a lot of what she says because she's a little bit poetry out there feeling like good, but also kind of brings it back to that heart of how things feel. So it goes like this. It says, when you reach your edge, soften. Soften until you slip through the constraints and can create a new rhythm, a new route, a new release. Water is soft yet powerful. Reach your edge and soften. I love that. I feel like softening your edges seems to come up a lot as I speak and share things with you because it's something that we are constantly faced with, right? We constantly have this reaction to harden, to try and fight through, and the universe and our bodies and our breath and our mindfulness is always reminding us. They're whispering in our ear, soften, soften. So allowing ourselves to move into that place. I like how she brought up the idea of water because in yoga and mindfulness, the element of water has to do with this very powerful kind of flowiness, right? We know that. But also water can be very powerful. So if there's something really hard, right? Say there's a big rock, a boulder in the middle of where this water is going, it will find its way around it and it will start to smooth it out. And that's where that water element really comes in. I'm a very watery person. So, maybe you have a little bit more of that sort of flowiness to you. Or maybe you need to bring more of it into your life, but it's a really good thing to bring into our lives during these times when things feel very unmovable, right? That doesn't mean that they're going to just move, right? But maybe we can smooth and let ourselves feel a little bit more comfortable into that space. So that's what we'll do here. We're going to start to allow ourselves to move into that place as we sit nice and tall. So as you lengthen here, press down through your feet and just start to rock a little side to side. Bring that watery element into your body. Rolling your shoulders onto your back, feeling that movement as you go. That's it. Breathing nice and deep, big inhales and big exhales. And when you feel yourself starting to get a little too rigid, a little too stiff, maybe a little too controlling, see if you can bring in even just that little bit of watery movement, that flowy movement. Good. And then from there, sit up tall and just kind of find your center here. Feel yourself pressing down with your feet. Feel your spine lengthening up, shoulders onto your back. Good. And let's take a couple deep breaths here. We're going to inhale the arms up. So reaching up and overhead with a big inhale. And then exhale your arms all the way down. So if you need to sit forward in your chair, you can. Inhaling, sitting up, lengthening tall. And then exhaling as you lower. Even here, feeling your arms as if they're moving through water. Inhale and exhale. Good. Big inhale. Big exhale. Just noticing how it starts to feel as you bring that steady movement, that flowy movement to your body. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Let's do two more. Big inhale, opening the chest, opening the heart, and then exhale. Good. And then this next round, we're going to inhale the arms up. And as you exhale, just feel yourself start to bow forward. Inhale, arms all the way back up, stretching up. Exhale and hinge forward, bowing forward, reaching the arms down. Inhaling up. Good. Exhaling as you bow. So just starting to bring that flow in. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bowing forward. Let's do two more like that. Big inhale. Good. And big exhale. Inhale. And exhale, feeling that nice flowiness. We're gonna bring our arms back up now, elbows to shoulder height. Inhale to the right and exhale to the left. Just bringing in that nice movement, that steady, flowy, watery sort of movement. So just going with your own flow here. That's it. Shoulders back, side body stretches long. Bringing in a little bit of space and letting that flowiness, that wateriness, just start to soften the edges, start to smooth things out a little bit. Let's go one more time to each side. Good, and then as you come on out, you can just start to roll your shoulders onto your back. Again, feeling those shoulders flowing back. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna come in now and I'm gonna bring my chair back a little. Bring your knees out to about chair length or chair width and come around and do some circles here. Feeling your hips releasing down, feeling your side body stretching, your low back stretching, good. Just moving nice and slow, round and round. One of the places where we really need that wateriness is in the place of the hips. We can get really rigid there, really tight. You might even feel that over this time that your hips sometimes when you wake up feel a little tight. So giving yourself that steady movement will help to bring in a little more space, smooth out some of those edges. Perfect. And then notice your direction. We'll pause and change directions. So just going around again. Bringing in that movement, the breath. Good. And then coming back up, inhale and reach your arms up, big stretch tall here. Exhale and just start to hinge forward, reaching your hips down. So you're gonna inhale and lift up, and then exhale forward. Your knees are nice and wide here. Inhaling, you're only going about halfway. So inhaling up, and then exhaling as you reach forward. Two more, big inhale. Big exhale, that's it. One more time, just stretching tall, good. And then exhale as you come all the way down, reaching towards the earth. So maybe you're gonna touch the floor, maybe not, but just start to reach and reach, reach and reach. Good for 3, 2, 1. And then come all the way out. Just start to step those knees up, feeling some space there, good. And then we're gonna come all the way up to standing. So as you come up to standing here, we're gonna come and use the back of the chair today. So I love being able to use the chair here, but before we use the chair, just start to come in and do a little bit of flowy movement. So you can start, my hip just popped really loud. So just kind of bringing in that movement here, moving your hips side to side. It looks kind of funny, like a dance, right? But just moving those hips, bringing in some space, good. And then from there, you can come and hold on to the back of your chair. So hands are gonna come to the back of your chair. You can walk yourself back like you're coming into a down dog. And we'll start to bring that right leg back and just stretch it back nice and long, pressing out through your heel. And we'll bring a little flowy movement here. So you're gonna bend the knee and straighten the leg. Just bending and straightening, good. Bend and straighten. Now keep that leg straight. We're gonna inhale and bring the knee in. You might need to come a little closer to your chair. And then exhale, stretch it back. Inhale the knee in. Exhale as you reach it back. Good, 2 more. Inhale and exhale. You can have those toes pointed. Inhale and exhale. Hold it there. Stretch out through your heel. Press down into your chair. Take another deep breath. Good, and then come all the way out. And then just move your hips again, side to side. Bring in that movement. Just letting the outer hips start to soften. Get a little bit of that flowiness there. Good, and then we'll try the other leg. So coming back. Stretching your left leg back. Start here by just bending and straightening the leg. Feel your belly pulling in, all that movement up through the leg here. That's it, good. Now stretch that leg back. You might need to come in a little bit. Inhale as you look up. Exhale, hug the knee in. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, hug it in. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And exhale, good. And then just stretching that leg back here, pressing down into your chair, out through your heel. Take another deep breath, that's it. Good, come all the way out. Move your hips side to side. And then from here, if you'd like, you can even use the front of your chair or the seat of your chair. We're gonna come in and do that nice forward bend. Remember, those forward bends allow us to turn within. They allow us to start to settle. So you can bring your hands to your chair, releasing your head, or maybe even bring your elbows down to the seat of the chair as you lower and release. Bend and straighten your legs a few times. Bring in that movement. That's it. Feeling the back of the thighs lifting, the low back lengthening. Let's take 2 more deep breaths as you bend those knees, and then we'll come into stillness and just start to release. So maybe you can keep your arms on the chair, or maybe some of you want to hold onto your elbows and go side to side. It's a pretty intense stretch to the back of the legs, so feel it out for yourself here. Just going side to side, releasing your spine, feeling that nice stretch as you go. Let's take 2 more deep breaths wherever you are. Remember, you can always use your chair here. That's it. And then we'll roll ourselves on up nice and slow, coming all the way back to our seat. So as you come back to your seat, getting comfortable, sitting in whatever feels comfortable for yourself here. And just kind of noticing what all that flowiness just did for your body, for your thoughts, for your breath, even for your mood, right? Bringing in that movement reminds us that we don't even need to be so rigid in the way that we feel. So as you come back now, just come around in some slow circles and notice how you can start to settle now through your hips. Good. Noticing your direction, you can change directions, coming around again. Perfect. That's it. And then coming back, inhaling, rolling those shoulders back, exhaling as you round forward, belly in, inhale, and exhale one more time. Good. And as you come back, you can take whatever comfortable seat you've got there. So maybe sitting back in your chair, feeling the back of the seat supporting you. Good. I'm going to read that quote again. It was from Victoria Erickson. I know a lot of people always email me after asking me who I shared from. So it says, when you reach your edge, soften. Soften until you slip through the constraints and can create a new rhythm, a new route, a new release. Water is soft yet powerful. Reach your edge and soften. So we allow ourselves that space to reach our edge, to move towards that smooth outer edge, right? Not that there aren't things that make it hard, there aren't things that make it a little rigid now and then, but we can bring in this practice of slowing down, of allowing ourselves to become a little more watery, a little more flowy, so that we can start to smooth those edges out, feeling that softening as it occurs. So as you turn within now, just think about that. You can imagine, I like to imagine myself in water, right? Just thinking about how nice it feels, that lightweight, that weightlessness in our body. How water from a lot of us calms us, right? It's something that helps us to remember to soften. So whatever your happy place is, right? Maybe it's by water or wherever it is, right? That can be something that brings in the outer edges softening. You can think about that place, and I want you to imagine that you're there. As you breathe, just think about what it feels like to be in that place, wherever it is. How your body can soften, how your breath can release. Maybe even notice here that your thoughts can start to soften. Give yourself the space to just start to soften all the edges here, feeling your shoulders moving away from your ears, your hips releasing down onto your chair or the floor. Maybe even feel your back body here supported. Just coming back to that nice flow of inhale and exhale. Making sure that you allow yourself as long of an inhale as an exhale. That's it. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. And then bring your hands in front of your heart. You can rub your hands together. Just start to bring yourself back into the presence of the room. That's it. So we honor this practice of softening the edges, of smoothing things out. And so that might overflow into all the areas of your lives. We bow together. I bow to you for your courageousness. Namaste. This has been Nicole Traum with Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow at 6:40 a.m. Please feel free to come back, watch this again, share it with your friends, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, everyone.